EPA, FDA, political leaders, where have you been? How did you miss this? That now we have an entire country that could potentially be in peril from this forever chemical that's destroyed your land, destroyed our farming, destroyed our water, and destroyed public health and welfare. Wow.
There's so much sadness and anger.
This has broken our hearts and crushed our spirit. And I don't know if we'll ever get that back.
Told their farms are shot through with chemicals linked with liver damage, damage to fertility, thyroid issues, and cancer.
All of this land has been poisoned, water contaminated, all of these people touched by this.
Called forever chemicals because they are nearly impossible to destroy. Prime soil, crops, milk tainted in the heartland, leaving many farmers on the brink of ruin.
Suicide among dairy farmers and farmers in general is incredibly high because a lot of these farms, a third, fourth, and fifth generation, you are going to be the person to lose it. Your great-great-great-grandfather cleared the land, and you are going to be the person to have a bankruptcy auction because you can't hold on to the land.
This is the story of how their farmland was destroyed right out from under them.
Greed, money.
We'll take you to ground zero of where it all began.
You never wanted to be an activist.
I just wanted to milk our cows and be left the hell alone.
And show you how far back the paper trail goes.
When they had the choice of do we go public with this or do we sweep it under the rug, they chose the rug.
And with these chemicals now impacting 97% of Americans, according to the CDC, what you and your family need to know.
I am glad News Nation is looking into this problem. All of us, the entire country, will deal with the fallout.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you brothers and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. And remember the scriptures say that the unwise king destroyeth his people. Okay, so we're completely surrounded by corruption, wickedness, death. You see? And it says here in this headline, it says, why, yes, we have noticed our food is killing us. Micah 2:10. And it reads, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right, this society is not your rest, Jake. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So like I said before in a previous lesson that I did, going into the unwise king and his war against your life and health, everything that he's doing is to get rid of you. Okay? Everything about Babylon is polluted, defiled, right? You know, his motive is to reduce the population. And he's doing that through the food, the air, and the water, man, and this biological warfare that's going on. All right, this man is the wicked. This word for polluted here, it looks like tama, I want to say, tama, or tam. In the Hebrew it says to be unclean, become unclean, become impure. All right. It says to be or become unclean sexually, religiously, ceremonially. Yeah, so everything that is pushed out of Babylon, America, you know, it makes you unclean, you know, physically, spiritually, morally. Okay? And that's all tied back to the wines and philosophies as well that's pushed from America, man. You know, it says to defile oneself, be defiled sexually, by idolatry, ceremonially, to be regarded as unclean, to be foul, especially in a ceremonial or moral sense, right? Contaminated, right? Everything about America pushes is contamination, death, poison, man. You know, Pollute self. All right, just want to hit all these points here. All right. Become unclean, to be polluted. Polluted, especially used of uncleanness in a Levitical sense, both of persons and of animals, whose flesh was not to be eaten. Yeah, you know, they push, you know, to eating pork, crab, lobster, shrimp. Okay, these unclean animals. That's all pushed throughout America, right? To pollute, defile, to profane a land with wickedness. Right, yeah, exactly. That's Babylon. That's America, man. Okay, so this land is utterly polluted, and it would destroy you even with a sword destruction, man. All right, so I want to go back to this article because, you know, I was just, you know, thinking about that video, these two videos here, and then this article. And we're going to come back to it. This is from collapse.news. It says the truth about America's crumbling infrastructure, which we'll come back to that, but it all ties into what, you know, what's being brought out here. All right. So back in this article here, it says, why, yes, we have noticed our food is killing us, right? So let's check this video out, just to add on to what we played in the beginning.
A new Consumer Reports investigation reveals a harsh chemical more commonly used by rockets, missiles, and explosives is making surprise appearances at your dinner table. It's essentially rocket fuel found in food. Joy Purdy.
Rocket fuel found in food, man. How does that even happen? You see, that's why I said before that life can't be forwarded, you know, under this man's rule. This is why, you know, through the Spirit, the Lord has to come back. You know, the Lord, if he didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, no flesh would be saved, as scripture say. You see what I'm saying? So once again, in the Spirit, just highlighting that we cannot have a lot of time left. You see, real quick. Isaiah 24 and verse 3 says, the land should be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai have spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. And why is this happening? Through the rulership. Okay? The everything that's being pushed is death, decay. All right? Matter of fact, let me get that word. I got to pull it up here. You know, America, Babylon is being consumed by the spirit of death and decay, man. All right, this word decay is just to break down into component parts, rot. Okay, it says to fall into ruin, which we see. That's why the Lord has been giving us, you know, very heavy signs, man. You know, it's already been 10 days in the so-called New Year of 2025, and look all that's happened, man. All right. Ice storm on the East Coast, all right, out there on the West Coast in LA, it's on fire. You see what I'm saying? It's just things are happening. The ruin of Babylon is being presented among us. It says to fall into ruin, to decline in health or vigor, waste away. See, you know, and that's what happens here. All right, you decline in health, you waste away here. All right, Babylon doesn't forward life. Esau doesn't push life. Okay, it says to decline from a state of normality, excellence, or prosperity, deteriorate, to cause to decay. Right, that's what we see that's going on. All right, through the Spirit, man. Right, and that's going back to the rulership, as I said. Isaiah 24 and 4 again. It says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away, the hardy people of the earth do languish. Everybody's dying. Everybody is sick. All right. Millions, billions of people took them JABs. You see, you know, the what's you know, what this food is doing to the people's bodies. All right. The spirit that's being pushed, the energy of wickedness, the left hand. Okay. This is what's causing the earth and the people to languish, to fade away. Right. It says the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Going back to the elites of Esau, man. Job 9 and 24, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So this is why the earth is in the current shape. All right? This is why we know that Yahweh Shai has to be close. All right? Going back.
A new Consumer Reports investigation reveals a harsh chemical more commonly used by rockets, missiles, and explosives is making surprise appearances at your dinner table. It's essentially rocket fuel found in food. Joy Purdy explains experts say it can have dangerous health consequences.
It's hardly a household name, but perchlorate is a chemical that helps rockets reach for the stars and, alarmingly, also our dinner plates.
Perchlorates can enter our food and water via water that's used to irrigate the crops. It can also be contained in the plastic containers that we use to store our food.
How serious is the problem? Consumer Reports' recent tests found perchlorate in 2/3 of food samples, with the highest levels in baby and kids' food, fast food, also in boxed mac and cheese and baby rice cereal, and even in some seemingly healthier options like cucumbers and baby carrots. While no single serving exceeded safety limits, multiple servings throughout the day could add up to concerning levels, especially for kids.
We're concerned because perchlorate can disrupt thyroid function, potentially affecting metabolism in adults and brain development in children.
Consumer Reports reached out to several food companies, including major baby food manufacturers, about these findings. None have provided comments so far about whether they're aware of or are taking steps to minimize it in their products. And if you're wondering whether scientists only just discovered perchlorate as a problem in water and food, think again. It's been a known contaminant for years.
Unfortunately, while our federal regulators have known about this problem for decades, they have been slow to act.
The EPA is now under court order to propose
Yeah, they've been slow to act because they want you people to be unalived. You know, they want to delete you people. Right? Because, you know, you hear this information. It's like, how is this even happening? You know, how are these people not arrested? You know, brought to trial and shit, man. Like, how does he get away with this, man? You know? But like the scriptures say in Psalm 73, you know, he's not in trouble like other men. Right? This shit is outrageous, man.
Limits on perchlorate in drinking water by November of 2025. But Consumer Reports says there are things you can do now to improve the safety of the food you feed your family.
Parents should be aware of these issues, but should not panic. They can reduce the risk of these chemicals to their children by feeding them a varied and healthy diet.
Also, getting adequate iodine intake can help offset perchlorate's effects. Foods like whole wheat bread, seafood, dairy products, and eggs help you get your daily dose of iodine without the extra sodium from iodized salt.
Perchlorate can also contaminate drinking water. Consumer Reports suggest that you check your water report or have your water tested and add a reverse osmosis water filter.
Yeah, so everything is polluted, as we just read in Micah 2:10. Okay, everything's polluted, defiled, and matter of fact, let me get this too. You know, Jeremiah, was it 49? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 7. And it reads, it says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman, is counsel perished from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished? Right. And so the reason why I'm bringing this scripture out is because where in the fuck is the wisdom behind putting this in the food, man? All right. As we saw in the intro, the forever chemicals, you know, farmers are losing their, you know, they're losing their farms. You know, suicide rates, you know, have skyrocketed under farmers because what's going on, you know, what they've been forced to do, the things they have to put in the food now. You see what I'm saying? So where's the wisdom behind, you know, any of this? All right. That's why the Edomite is the unwise king that the scriptures speak of. And then as we read in Isaiah 24, this is why the earth mourneth and fadeth away. This is why everything is in the state of death and decay, man. Okay? Because of the wicked. All right. Remember, it said in Genesis 4 that the earth wouldn't yield its true strength. All right, because it's being ruled over by the wicked, man. Okay, those same descendants of Cain, man. See that? And that's why things are the way they are. All right, because remember, Esau was given that power. Okay, on the left hand. 2 Thessalonians 2:7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So Esau had to serve a purpose on the left hand side. He is the wicked. This is why he's been given that power, if you will, to do these things on the earth, to fulfill his role in prophecy. Because remember, let me get that too. Second Ezra, Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 6, and it reads, it says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You see? And this, what we're bringing out here is just a fraction of it. You know, all the things that's going on right now, as we always talk about the exposure, all right, Esau being uncovered, all right, his secrets, his, satanic practices, the trafficking, everything, man, it all ties all together with this. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So now it's time for the Lord to react, as we've been seeing. Here it is. Like I said, we're only in 10 days of the so-called New Year 2025. And look what the Lord is doing to the planet Earth, man. He's visiting this place. Judgment is going out on a hardcore level right now. Right? But Esau, he's been given that power to do these things until he be taken out of the way. And we're in that time, man. It's time for him to be removed. Okay? If he's not removed, life won't be forwarded here. He'll destroy everything. All right? The scriptures say that that the Lord is going to destroy them that destroyeth the earth. You see? But I want to jump into this real quick, this article here, just to tie it in as well. It's from collapse.news, the truth about America's crumbling infrastructure, right? And I remember Elder Apostle Gabar doing a lesson going into this. I want to say probably like, it was some years ago. But I remember it was like a grading scale of America's infrastructure, and it got rated nothing but D's and F's, which was a sign of this place, pretty much rotting away, right? But it says signs that were once a truly great nation are all around us. Previous generations of Americans handed us the keys to the most magnificent domestic infrastructure that the world has ever seen, but now it's literally falling apart all around us. Right? Everything about Babylon is falling apart, man. It's being destroyed, which adds into that decay I was thinking about in Isaiah 14, right? Isaiah 14, and we'll start at verse 9. The point is in 11. It says, Isaiah 14:9, it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, all right? Esau's destruction. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And this is what's happening now via World War III, all right? The Lord is raising up all the kings across the planet for this final war's war to take down Esau, Edom. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? The point, verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, right? Esau's pride, like we were reading in an article, it said that, previous generations of Americans handed us the keys to the most magnificent domestic infrastructure that the world has ever seen, but now is literally falling apart all around us. That's prophecy, right? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave. In the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, right? And that's going into what? The decay. Okay, this place rotting away. Same verse NLT, it says, your might and power were buried with you. The sound of your harp and your palace has ceased. Now maggots are your sheet and worms your blanket. Right, this place is going to decompose right away. And it's happening now internally. All right, the infrastructure, the morality. Okay, the mindset of these people. Okay, it's all falling apart. It says, reading on, it says, thousands of bridges are structurally deficient, and there have already been some very high profile collapses. Hundreds of thousands of miles of highways and roads in the United States are in very poor shape. You see? You know, the buildings are terrible, the highways, the bridges, you know, you got planes falling out the sky. You see what I'm saying? It says aging sewer systems are leaking raw sewage all over the place, and children are being slowly poisoned by lead pipes that desperately need to be replaced. The power grid is hopelessly overloaded and extremely vulnerable, which they've been, you know, speaking on that for years. Any given day, they can, this thing can black out, and they can crash this system, man. Meanwhile, our ports and our dams, our subway systems, our bus terminals, and our airports are crumbling right before our eyes. The truth is that our nation's infrastructure says a lot of who we are, a lot about who we are. So what does America's crumbling infrastructure say about us? Sadly, it says that we are rusting, crumbling, decaying leftover from a better, more prosperous time. You see that? So everybody sees it. Okay? America is done for. It all ties in to what we read in Isaiah 14 here about the let's read it again. Isaiah 14:11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Yeah, that decomposure. You know, everything about Babylon is rotting away, and we're witnessing that, man. Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? All right, which this Lucifer in this verse goes back to the king of Babylon, which is Esau. Son of the morning, how art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Right, because we're in a time of Esau being taken down. Clearly, World War III, you know, the stars of heaven are falling. Everything about Babylon is collapsing, man. That's the point. That's that spirit of you know, death and decay that's consuming this place, man. See that? So it's simply time for Esau to go. It's time for him to be dethroned. All right. So that's the time we live in, man. Shalom to the next one. Shalom.